Even though Honda and Nissan's potential alliance fell apart because Nissan didn't want to become a subsidiary and Honda didn't think that Nissan was moving fast enough to save their own bacon, that all fell apart. We weren't expecting really anything to ever come out of it. Maybe in the future with BEVs or software, who knows? All right. But in terms of the here and the now or hybrids, it didn't look like they were going to see eye to eye. And because of the tariffs that Nissan and Honda are going to have to slog through, Nissan could be building the next Ridgeline for Honda. Guys, if you are excited for Nissan and Honda to build trucks together, smash that like button. What in the world? We know that the Frontier is body on frame. Nissan's body on frame products are fantastic. The Armada, the Frontier, I never drove the Titan, so I can't speak on that. Some people swear by it. But all the sources about this issue about next-gen Ridgeline were saying that there are no plans to build a next-generation Ridgeline. Meanwhile, the Pilot, the Passport, the Odyssey, they're all on track to get, well, the Pilot just got redesigned. The Passport just got redesigned. The Odyssey needs a redesign. The Odyssey will be next, I guess. And then the Pilot is supposed to get a refresh soon, maybe by the end of this year. Don't expect hybrid quite yet on it. It's going to be a while. But anyways, those all come from the Lincoln, Alabama plant. And there were no talks, no plans, no expectations for Honda to redesign their unibody pickup truck, the Ridgeline. Maybe this whole time Honda behind the scenes was like saying, hey, Nissan, you're not using your plant in Camp, Mississippi worth a darn. It's at like 40% utilization. Let me look this up. It was at 57% utilization. In last year, which is well below the 80% where you need to break even and start making money after 80% and above. Nissan's losing money at that plant. And what better way to just build more pickup trucks, badge them as Hondas, have Honda have their own styling and to these trucks. I don't expect it much different, to be honest, from the outside to the inside. But let's get into this article from Nikkei Asia. Nissan has begun talks with Honda to supply vehicles in the U.S., weighing the possibility of its underutilized Camp, Mississippi plant to build large models for Honda. Specifically, Nissan is considering manufacturing pickup trucks for Honda there in Mississippi. Also, the Altima is made there, and I don't see a world where like the Accord becomes an Altima, unless the Altima uses Honda's hybrid technology. The Accord, for example, if you want to think about this, the Accord's sales volume has tanked in the past year or so because of the Marysville auto plant reworking itself in order to also build battery electrics. The Accord was supposed to go to Indiana to be built, but I haven't heard any updates on that. What if the Accord goes down in Camp, Mississippi, and the Accord and the Altima become one model, obviously restyled, rebadged for each brand, and then also both of them offer Honda's hybrid system on it. Okay, that would be fantastic. I think big Ultima Energy would go out the window. Honda has not had a body-on-frame pickup truck in America ever that I can think of. Obviously the unibody Ridgeline, but Honda knows that what's holding them back in the off-road segment right now is unibody. There's no doubt about it. And Honda gets a lot of flack for the Ridgeline that it's not a real truck from a lot of small package people out there. Ridgeline is a fantastic truck, all right? And let's be honest, most people who have trucks don't even come close to utilizing the full capability of a truck. But that doesn't stop 20% of Americans that are buying new cars, they go and buy a body-on-frame truck. They could take it one step further. If the Ridgeline is becoming a rebadged Frontier, which I'm all for, how about we take that a step further and the next-gen Passport is the same thing as the next-gen Xterra, body-on-frame SUV to go straight for Toyota's 4Runner. So tariffs are going to hit Honda over $4.4 billion for the fiscal year ending in March 2026. It's going to hit Nissan over $3 billion. 47% of Nissan's vehicles come from outside the United States. 32% of Honda's vehicles come from outside of the United States. And in order to avoid tariffs, the vehicles have to be made in the United States. A supply agreement with Nissan would allow Honda to quickly increase local production of competitive models without investing heavily in development. Sounds like a genius idea. Nissan needs these contracts from Honda so that their plants just become more viable. And because of tariffs, company executives have been meeting regularly since April. We have a new CEO for Honda, Ivan Espinosa. So that's going to help move things forward at a faster rate. This guy moves at light speed compared to the previous CEOs for Nissan. And that's why Honda's like, oh, yeah, this guy's actually doing something, closing plants, laying off people to make the company survive. Something that Uchida, the last CEO, was not. He was, again, old guard in Japan, moving at a snail's pace. Ivan Espinosa from Mexico, he's able to get things done. He's also much younger than the previous CEO. So I hope this becomes a reality. I hope Honda has a body on frame pickup truck built in Canton, Mississippi with really cool styling. I also hope that there's a body on frame SUV partnership that comes out of this as well. That would be the bee's knees. I'm going to finish with this. This is kind of comical. All right. Subaru announces global debut of an all-new EV. No one was expecting this. This came out of left field. This all-new electric vehicle is called Uncharted. There's a video game series on the PlayStation called Uncharted. They eventually made a movie that flopped. This is going to be a flop just like that movie. Not like the games are good. The games are historic, all right? Why is it going to flop? Well, they gave us a teaser image. Let me pull it up. Here's the Uncharted. Does this look familiar? It's a rebadge of the CHR. That vehicle itself might not do well for Toyota. You know, the lights here look almost like an old RX-7, for example, obviously just way higher. This coupe crossover, it doesn't make a lot of sense as a Subaru. You got to keep in mind, yes, the CAFE penalties are over at this point. So these manufacturers are not going to be hit with fines for not meeting emissions regulations. Subaru, before that announcement, had to bring in all these EVs because they didn't have enough hybrids. They had to bring in all these EVs to bring up their fleet fuel economy ratings. We have all these EVs that Toyota and Subaru are sharing, and I don't know how well any of them are going to do. But a coupe crossover for Subaru doesn't make a lot of sense to me. The wagon does. All right, the Trail Seeker, also known as the BZ Woodland, those wagons look amazing, but this vehicle just seems out of place in the Subaru lineup as a coupe crossover. Why can't we just have the Lavorg? Bring the Lavorg in as a hybrid. Why can't we have that? All right, instead of a rebadged Toyota. The official reveal is on, I think, July 17th. And its specs are going to be the exact same as the Toyota. It's all-wheel drive only. And that makes sense why the CHR was all-wheel drive only for the United States, not for Europe. They get more variants of it. I'll probably debut it on the channel. I don't know. Maybe it's late at night when it gets revealed. So I'll be in bed. Not actually, but close. I have a lot of kids, so I go to bed early. 7:30 at night, reveal. Maybe I'll cover it in the morning, but it's a rebadged CHR. It's just like the Solterra and the BZ are rebadges of each other. This will be built by Toyota, where the BZ Woodland and the Trail Seeker, that will be built by Subaru. I'll see you guys in the comments. Thank you for watching. And if there's any sniffs of movement on Honda and Nissan collaborating front, especially when it comes to body on frame vehicles, I'll let you guys know. Have a great day and peace.